Welcome to Channel Today in History. In today's video we will talk about the day September 18, 1851. The New York Times. The New York Times, sometimes abbreviated to NYT, is an American daily newspaper, founded and published continuously in New York since September 18, 1851, by the New York Times Company. The New York Times won 117 Pulitzer Awards, more than any other news organization. The print version of the newspaper has the second largest circulation, behind the Wall Street Journal, and the largest circulation among metropolitan newspapers in the United States. The New York Times is ranked 39th in the world by circulation. However, following industry trends as a whole, its weekly circulation has dropped to less than 1 million a day since 1990. Dubbed the Lady Grey, the New York Times has long been regarded within the industry as a national paper of reference. Arthur Oakes Sulzberger Jr., publisher and chairman of the board, is a member of the Oakes-Sulzberger family, which has controlled the newspaper since 1896. The international version of the New York Times, formerly the International Herald Tribune, is now called the International New York Times. The newspaper's motto, "All news that is printable," appears in the upper left corner of the home page. Since the mid-1970s, the New York Times has greatly expanded its layout and organization, adding weekly special sections on various topics that round out news, editorials, sports, and regular features. Story: First issue of the New York Times on September 18, 1851. Front page of the New York Times, June 29, 1914, announcing Austria-Hungary's declaration of war against Serbia. Foundation: The newspaper was founded on September 18, 1851 by Henry Jarvis Raymond and George Jones. Raymond also helped found the Associated Press in 1856. Originally the paper was circulated in morning editions, every day except Sunday. During the American Civil War the NYT was also circulated on Sunday, along with other major daily newspapers of the time. In 1896 Adolph Oakes gained control of the newspaper when it went through a bad financial situation. He won his first Pulitzer Prize for reporting and articles on World War I in 1918. In 1919, he made his first transatlantic delivery to London. Crossword puzzles began appearing in 1942. Bought classical music radio station WQXR in the same year. The fashion section was introduced in 1946. The Times also had an international edition this year, but stopped publishing in 1967 and teamed up with the owners of the newspapers Herald Tribune and the Washington Post to publish the International Herald Tribune in Paris. A new headquarters for the newspaper, a skyscraper designed by Renzo Piano, was built in 2007 on Manhattan Island in New York. Internet. NYT also began to be published on the Internet in 1996, and since then its website has become a reference for online content, not mere reproduction of printed texts, although it has not yet discovered how to take financial advantage of the innovations that created. The site is accessed monthly by approximately 20 million users, making it the fifth most visited news site on the Internet, and by far the most popular newspaper site in the United States. The newspaper, however, announced in January 2010, after about a year of internally debating the matter, that it will charge for frequent access to its content as of 2010. "This is a bet, to a certain degree, on where to go we think the web is moving," said Arthur Sulzberger Jr., chairman and editor of the paper. "This is not going to change the financial dynamic overnight." In October 2013, it completed the sale of the Boston Globe newspaper to John Henry for $70 million. In 2014, an internal document produced by the journal's team ended up leaking on the Internet. In it, the newspaper makes a harsh self-criticism and considers that it has been advancing only slowly in an attempt to position itself in the digital age, giving the new platforms the weight they believe they deserve. Crisis. The New York Times Company, the newspaper's editor, was affected in 2008 by the crisis, which hit the American press, as well as the economy as a whole. The newspaper is in serious financial trouble, with debt of around $1 billion and cash reserves, as of October 2008, of less than $50 million. In 2008, it lost $57.8 million, compared to a profit of $208.7 million in the previous year. The publisher reported that in the fourth quarter of 2008 its profit fell 47.8% compared to 2007. Revenue fell 7.7% in 2008, and 10.8% in the fourth quarter, while operating expenses fell 4.7% and 8.5%, respectively. Advertising revenues decreased 17.6% in the quarter and 13.1% in the year. Sales of printed copies, however, grew 2.3% in the year and 3.7% in the quarter, thanks to the price increase. Did you like the video? In the description you will find the blog link with the full article. Give an incentive by subscribing to the channel, liking, commenting, and sharing with your friends. Hugs. Until the next.